Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back this Tuesday. I am Kimberly Clemens, your host of Chats and Chuckles. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I am truly rejoicing, being grateful in this day. As I tell you each and every week, please grab your coffee, grab your tea. We are in for a treat today. I have a special guest again this week by the name of
Devontae Sherrod.
This is the Reverend
Devontae Sherrod.
Dr.
Sherrod. Yes.
I am so grateful that you agreed to come here.
My pleasure.
And talk with us today.
My pleasure.
So first I want to say that I am so grateful, y'all, to be here on this show. Mm-hmm. And I usually start by asking my guests to tell us who you are. Now, remember, not what you do, but who you are. So can you share with us, who are you?
I am Devontae Sherrod. I am an elder at my church at Greater Emmanuel Institution Church of God in Christ. I am also in the funeral industry, and I was born and raised in Southwest Detroit on Edsel and Gleason. I am a son of Yolanda Sherrod, and dad's son, which is Ryan Jenkins, is my father, and I have cousins and all that as well.
Okay, you sound like you're a family man. That's who you are, family man.
I am a family man.
Family man. So I want to share with the audience that we met
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
In the city of Ecorse, the great city of Ecorse.
Yes, that was such a blessing for us to be able to live in Ecorse.
Yes.
And we met so many great people.
Yes.
And you absolutely were one of those people
I'm
met.
I'm honored. I was honored to be your councilman of the city of Ecorse.
But now at that time you weren't the councilman.
I wasn't, but at the time after that I was.
Yeah. So back when we moved to Ecorse, we found that Ecorse was a very small yet loving, very loving city. Very loving people, live in Ecorse.
Yes.
And when we met you, my children were young.
Yes, very young. And I remember we had a good time together at y'all house over there on 12th Street in Sadiat.
Yeah.
It was just really a great time spending with y'all. Y'all have done so much for the community. I remember y'all had gave me opportunities to come over and we just had conversations.
I know you became like part of the family when we were.
I was enjoying it. I enjoyed the food that y'all had too. I enjoyed the company, enjoyed the food.
I know there was a lot that we learned, being in Ecorse.
Yes.
We moved to Ecorse. We're servants, my entire family, just serving the community, met so many people. But you being a person in politics,
yes.
We didn't know you in politics. We knew you as Reverend.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were serving yourself, back then and really involved in the church. Are you still really involved, Reverend?
Yes, I'm actually still involved in ministry. I go to Bible study faithfully at Greater Emmanuel Institution, Church of God in Christ on 7 Mile in Schaeffer. I go there every Wednesday.
Oh, you with over there with Bishop Shear?
Yes,
okay.
Bishop J. Drew Shear is my
give
bishop.
The shout out
yes,
to your bishop.
Absolutely. I love my bishop and I love my first lady as well. They are some wonderful people, and I just know that being at that church is a very blessing because I have a leader that set the example not only for his family but for his church as well, and he give us what we need every day to live a daily walk with God.
Oh, that's amazing. So, big church.
Yes.
You know your bishop?
Yes.
Okay, so you're
faithful man of God and truly a man of his word.
So you're serving.
Yes.
In your church.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll be there every Sunday at 8:30 in the morning for our early service. I go to Sunday school at 10 o'clock. Then I'll be there for our 11:30 service as well. So I'll be faithful. Whatever we have in our church, I'm a faithful member.
You know what? And you've always been that way, from the time that I've known you.
Yes,
faithful member of a church.
Yes, ma'am.
Faithful in studying your word.
Absolutely. Every day. I continue to study that word every day from night to morning. Sometimes I study out through 4 days a day or like 4 times a day.
So how has that really helped you as far as, from back then and us meeting you to now? Like, what are some of the things that you've seen yourself grow in since you have so much word, been a part of the church for a long time? What are some of the things that you've seen, within yourself?
Well, I noticed in things that I have changed, more mature, more mature, more understanding things now, more stable in life to where I really want to be at in life, filled with more wisdom and making righteous decisions by praying daily about the decisions I make, and just learning myself and growing more in God and building a relationship with Him more and knowing who to be around and who not to be around, knowing who to connect to and who not to connect to.
Okay, so that's some big growth.
Yes.
That's some necessary
and
growth.
know how to take tough skin. Even when people betrayed you, lied on you, did all type of things to you, I learned how to take tough skin and still be the same person that I am now. Never change, but just grow in God.
Now, Reverend, that sounds like you learn how to forgive.
Yes, absolutely. Forgive people despite what they do and still love them to this very day.
Okay, I like that.
Yes, ma'am.
I like that. I see some growth. I see some growth because
yes.
not just in age, but I see the growth that, from that time that we met. Now, are you from Ecorse? Like, were you born in
Born and
Ecorse?
raised in Southwest Detroit, but I have family that was raised in Ecorse, like my father, Ryan Jenkins, my sister, Donisha Jenkins, and mostly I have some family members there, Brim's there, the Stamps, the Hugheses, who else? That's mostly it.
I remember when we moved there, people knew that we were not from Ecorse. And I was really blown away because I wonder, how did you know? How did people know that we were not from there? But I found that because they are such a tight-knit, loving community, they know who come in and who come out of that city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they are very much aware
Absolutely.
of, family connected to family,
Yes.
connected to family. So
Yeah.
that was really, I was very intrigued, by that. And then knowing once we lived there, and we lived there for about 5 years,
And it was an honor. It was truly an honor that y'all was there and y'all stayed involved. Y'all kept doing a lot of things, not only for the library, but y'all did things for the whole entire community, even with the elected officials. Y'all build connections from the city of Ecorse. Then
we was having fun.
Yes, and we had a good time.
We was having a lot of fun
I'm
in
telling
the city.
you, had a good time in the city of Ecorse, and we really enjoyed y'all there. We really did.
Yeah, it was a great time, for us. But now looking at the things that you have done, I even know your role of employment as a funeral.
Well, I'm a funeral representative. You could also call me
okay.
funeral director as well, because I'm good at directing things. I'm not licensed just yet, but I do plan on getting my license because my desire is to have my own funeral home.
Okay, so what does that entail? So you've been doing the work
Since I was actually 11 years old. My first funeral home I started working for was Thompson's Funeral Home on Greenfield and Finkel.
Okay, now we gonna pause, y'all. He's talking about about at 11.
Yes.
What were you doing at 11?
Well, this guy named Javon Jones, he's a reverend. He was at Mayflowers under Pastor Moore. And
Well, wait a minute. We ain't gonna get him in trouble now.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So he took me to Thompson Funeral Home on Greenfield and Finkel. And it was creepy at first. I said, I don't think I want to do this. But when I started finding out things more with Reverend Gardner, he's deceased now. He was my granddad. He adopted me as his grandson. Mm-hmm. So when I was there, he was just teaching me the ropes of how to do eulogies, how to dress bodies, how to flag cars, how to drive the hearse, how to put families together. Even if, sometimes when people die, families, they depart from each other instead of coming together. So when it comes down to money or where the money should go into the funeral, he showed me how to bring them together instead of just being apart.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the 11-year-old.
Yes.
Because I want to know exactly what were you doing at 11?
When I was
Cleaning
11,
up. I mean, like
I was
at
cleaning
a
up the funeral home.
Okay,
Cleaning
yeah.
up the funeral home first, and then after that, he just started showing me funerals.
So then did you take a liking to it, or was it something that you just felt like you had to do?
Well, I started looking at it deeply and say, you know what, this is my passion. I actually like doing this, and I started enjoying it more. Especially the hearse. It was something I'm just to this very day. I'm
not gonna laugh.
still into the hearse. I don't know what it is about the hearse. I'm still into it. If you go on my Facebook page, that's what you will see. Hearse, because I really love driving the hearse.
Okay, you like driving the hearse.
Yes, like leading the procession to the cemetery and directing.
That, you know what, it probably takes a lot of honor and a lot of like just being there for the family.
Yes.
To be able to take their loved one
to
that resting
yes.
place, for them. So so you did not go to school.
I actually went to school at Wayne County Community College for pure mortuary science, but I did not get a chance to finish up because I went in the political arena running for office at the time, because that's a lot of busy when you're doing political and doing the funeral. It's a lot.
So, but before the political, though, having all of that exposure to the funeral business, did you ever desire to be able to finish?
Yes, my desire is to finish mortuary science. That's truly what I want to do, between mortuary science, ministry, and politics.
Okay, so the Reverend that I know is very encouraging.
Yes.
Right? Very encouraging. Always shouting stuff out,
yes.
right?
And I'm going to keep doing it.
Okay, but I need you to take a look at that. I want you to take a look at you've been shown something since 11.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have a passion for that.
Yes, I do.
So what has gotten in the way of you completing that and wanting to own your own funeral home?
Well, college, it's a good thing to go to college, but I know college is not for everybody. But I try my very best to learn all I can in the funeral industry, to go back, because my desire is to go back to school to get my mortuary science. But I just need to learn the process more in school, because math, I ain't gonna say it's not easy, but I continue to try to study math as much as I can.
Let me tell you, I think people here at the table with you, people in the audience can attest that math probably would be a challenging class.
Absolutely.
And I know, y'all, for me, math is always challenging. For me, it's not one of my most, favorite subjects. But I know that something or nothing should get in the way of something that we're very passionate about.
Absolutely.
But are there mentors?
I do have mentors. So when I got in this funeral industry, Reverend Gardner taught me, and then he took me to some other people, and this other guy named Royster at James H. Cole Home for Funerals. He was the second person that taught me the funeral industry. Then it's him, and then Major C. Clore taught me detail structure. And then also Todd, he taught me how to make sure the bodies is dressed properly in the casket. So when people see the loved one, they know it's very structured and detailed in the casket.
Okay.
With their clothes on.
Now, is that a business that's hard to get into?
No, you can. It's all about who you know and what you know. It's all about going to the right person.
Old school, right there.
It's all about going to the right person and having them teach you the right ropes of the funeral industry.
So you necessarily don't have to go to college, or college is definitely one of those avenues you have to take.
College is definitely one of the avenues you will have to take if you want to have your own funeral home. Now, let me say this. You don't have to be licensed to have your own funeral home.
And who does that?
Well, there's people around the cities that don't have license, but they have their funeral home, but they have licensed a person to be licensed on the building. But you can own a funeral home, but you don't necessarily have to be licensed to own it. You just have to have a licensed person to be licensed for the building.
Oh, okay.
To operate the building in the building.
Oh, okay. So the desire for you to continue your education is
Absolutely.
really strong.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
checked out that information,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're well on your way.
Yes,
And you have mentors.
I do. I do.
Okay. Now I feel good to move on to the next thing. 'Cause
I do. I do.
want
I
you-
do.
I don't want you to be out there like, okay, I can't get the help that I need, because I'm pretty sure with all of the funeral homes that are around, I'm pretty sure that somebody would definitely help you, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
with finishing that
Yes.
process.
I really, really want to get my license because my desire is to have Sharaj's Funeral Home, because I want to set a legacy for children's churches during the future. My desire is to have 12. I only wanted 2 at the time, but my desire is to have 12 children, because I want to set a legacy so they can take along when I want to retire. When I get older, they can run the business for me.
I don't know if it's my ears, but did you say you wanted to have 12 children?
Yes.
Okay, so 12.
At first, I wanted just 2. But
Okay.
I thought about it. I said, you know what? I want 12 because I want to set a legacy.
That sounds like a tribe.
I
That's
wanna
a
s-
tribe.
I know, but I want to set a legacy because I want my children to be able to run the business and stuff for it.
Reverend, how old are you?
I'm 33. Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday. And look at you starting off Black History Month
Yes,
with
to
a birthday.
glory to God. I appreciate this 33 birthday. I look forward to seeing what this birthday
Okay.
holds and this chapter holds.
You and your Jesus years,
Yes,
what they would call it, right?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm beyond grateful. 32 was a very prepping and challenging, but I thank God for the prepping and challenging.
Amen. Yeah, we thank God for all of the challenges, because it does make us who we are
Yes,
today.
make us stronger, make us wiser, and make us better, and it make us great.
Absolutely. Now, let me get back to them 12 children. 12 children, 33 years old.
Yes.
Okay, so does she? No, she got to have 12 children.
The Lord's willing. The Lord's willing. She knows. You know, it's the Lord's willing. It's what the Lord put on her heart, and to let her see my vision of what I want to be able to bring to the table.
So 12 kids driving 12 hearses.
12 hearses and a lot of funeral homes.
And
A lot of funeral homes, a lot of cemeteries, cremation places, car washes, gas stations, all
Oh, because
types.
the hearse have to be washed.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Have to have maintenance.
Absolutely, most definitely. It's very important to have structure and detail about everything you do far as that.
Y'all, I promise he's not a comedian. I know he is not.
Yes.
12 children. That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. That's a huge family. Do you come from a huge family?
I do. I have the Shiraz is Strongs, the Brims is Strongs, the Jenkins is strong, and that's it. Yeah.
Are any of them in the funeral business?
Actually, I have family that's out of state that's in the funeral industry, and I didn't know until they did my auntie's funeral, my great auntie's funeral out of state. That's before my great grandma died. She's from Garland, Texas, but she's born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. But they brought her back to Jackson, Mississippi. So I actually have families. A cousin actually works for a funeral home that's in Jackson, Mississippi. I think Jackson Memorial's Funeral Home, and I also have family that's in that got a funeral home as well out of state in another state.
Okay. So there's some bloodline stuff.
Absolutely,
happening.
and I didn't know it until I actually went to the funeral and they said, "Oh, we're relatives." I said, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have people in your family that works for a funeral home and that owns a funeral home.
Absolutely, absolutely. So employment, you said that you're open
Yes.
right now with your employment with the funeral home.
Absolutely. So whoever called me and asked me to do a eulogy or direct the service or take service out, I'll be available for it. Mostly I worked for all the funeral homes around the whole entire cities.
So how does a person get to do that?
Well, it's all about, like I say, it's all about what you know, who you know. If you connected to the right people, they'll put a good word out for you. Say, hey, he knows what he's doing. Bring him over to work a service. Because sometimes funeral homes need backups. They need directors. They need hearse drivers. They need limo drivers. They need dressing person to dress the bodies. Because sometimes they be short-handed and they just need the help.
Wow, that's something that I know I've never thought about before, with a funeral home. Now, are you a owner of a hearse?
I was, but I still have the company, the Sherrod's Funeral Service Company. I just don't have any hearses no more. I sold my 2 hearses. And I enjoy doing that. I really enjoy doing that, having my 2 hearses, picking up dead bodies. That's something I enjoy doing. But it's something to have my own funeral home too.
Yeah, not the creepy side, but the side to be able to, take care of somebody's loved one.
Absolutely. And I'm very sincere and passionate with it because it's not about the money. It's about ministry to me. And I take that very serious and serving families very well.
Yeah, and that's so needed when people are grieving.
Absolutely. And it's all about being there for them at the right time. Not just only on the political side, but on the ministry side of it. Being there to help them and pray for them and help them and make their raising. Because sometimes when they get to these funeral homes, some funeral homes mislead them. And then what I mean by mislead them, they only want to get the money and not really trying to help the family save the money, but just trying to make sure they get the right casket, whatever they can afford, so they can be able to have some money on the side.
So if you had opened your business today, like what are some things that you would do different than what you've seen?
Well, I will help families when they are in the need. Say that if they say they don't have enough funding, I will literally do my very best to help them as possible I can to get cheaper casket, go to a cheaper cemetery, because there are cheaper cemeteries around. Some of these cemeteries, people don't know, the small cemeteries is the most cheapest one. I find that out working for Howell Peterson's funeral home, and I didn't know that. And so when I find that out, working for that funeral home, I find out going to them smaller cemeteries made an impact for the cheapest ones. So I try to do is to help families as much as I can when it comes to that stuff.
Okay, so you're on the administration side also.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. So you can walk someone through.
Absolutely, I can.
That whole process.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, because, it's not always about the dollar. It's about really helping people when they really need it. Because when you help people the right way, God honors it, and then people will send you more business when you do it the right way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm pretty sure you've seen some things that were not good for a family.
Absolutely. I have, because I've been around some of these funeral homes and I've seen what they have done to families, and family was not very pleased, because it's like when some of these funeral homes, they just want the policy. When they see you got big insurance, big money coming in, they want to take mostly half of the money. It's not about taking the money. It's about really helping the family in their needs.
So tell the audience, like, what are some things that people should look out for, like when they're going into, a funeral setting to have their loved one taken care of?
So what you need to mostly look out for is how much you give the funeral home. It's good. What I do, if I was them, I would literally put cash aside for my loved one. And I would make sure I give them what they need. Say, like, if they say they have a basic service, I give them that. If they want an $8,000 service, I give them cash instead of giving them a policy. Because sometimes when you go to these funeral homes, if you have a big policy, we're gonna want to take all your money.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you, they're gonna say, you want this casket? We can get you this casket for this amount. And we can get you these mini cars and all that stuff. So you just have to observe and watch things that they do.
Wow.
Some funeral homes, not every funeral home is not like that, but some.
Oh, absolutely. Not every funeral home.
Correct.
But you have seen some things.
Absolutely.
Okay, y'all. At this time, we're going to take a quick break. Go ahead and refill that coffee, that tea, and we will be right back.
All righty.
Good morning. Today's a beautiful day, and today's not only a beautiful day because we're here in Inkster, but it's a beautiful day because I'm here with Pastor Gene Overman. I have the pleasure to serve on Operation Refuge as a board of director. This organization not only serves Inkster, but the neighborhood communities. I mean, the work we do here is beyond. It's led by Pastor Gene Overman. I've known Pastor Gene Overman for over 10 years. Everybody claims that that's her son, this is that. I mean, we go way back. She's mentored me. She's helped me throughout my career. I love you, Pastor. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
Well, we're so excited, and thank you, Safe, for bringing a team in to really help us get the word out. Today we're doing our food that we do consistently every Wednesday and Thursday throughout the month, and just very excited to share with everyone listening that Operation Refuge has Mother's Pantry. It is a client choice food pantry that we are very thankful that you come in here and it's a place of dignity. You shop just like you're at Trader Joe's, hopefully, or one of the better grocery stores. So we're on the main strip because we want our families to leave those houses if you have a need and come over. And that's whether you're here, Dearborn Heights, Garden City, all of our surrounding communities in Southeast Michigan, Wayne County, actually. We really serve great food, and we have lots of programs. But today we're here talking about Mother's Pantry, and you get the chance to see some of the interactivity at Mother's Pantry with our families. And sometimes there's a great need, and sometimes you find yourself the working, underemployed. So we have lots of Alice families where you're right at that threshold where you cannot receive benefits, but you still need that support. So we're very thankful that through many partnerships with Operation Refuge, we are able to provide good, nutritious food.
What I love about our pantry is the fact that you can come in, park your car, and shop like you're walking into a grocery store. Nobody can tell you you can't take this or you can't take that, that's a sense of pride where you're not hurting anybody's feelings, and then I can walk in, get what I want, and leave. I mean, that's an amazing.
And you leave with your dignity, and oftentimes when we have food insecurity, you feel some sort of way to start with, right?
Absolutely.
So when you come in, we want to have the best choices.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we really do have excellent choices. We have halal, we have kosher, and we have partners that ensure that we keep what all of our families need.
Yeah.
So we're just very thankful.
It's your leadership and your vision. That's why, right?
And the board of directors, right?
Absolutely.
I can't get it done without you all. And as you see from the young man, you leave with fresh pineapple.
I love it.
Food,
I love it.
Right? And whether you're walking or you're able to drive up, our door is open for you.
And then the line, I can see the line.
Yeah,
I mean, when I
actually
pulled up, was all the it was all the way down to the STEM building. So it's amazing. It's a sunny day. Come to Inkster, folks. Thank you, Pastor. I love you.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matters. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Hey, I'm the new girl at WHPR, Kimberly Clemens, the host of Chats and Chuckles. Tune in on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Chats and Chuckles. I am here to bring life to the chatter that matters.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you're behind on your property taxes, we have programs to help. You don't have to lose your house, and you don't have to pay all at once. This summer, our mobile unit will be visiting Wayne County communities to help make it easier to start a payment plan and keep your property. Go online or call to find the plan that's right for you and where you can get help from our mobile unit. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to foreclosure. Make your payments every month and keep your property.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
That That was some good
Yeah, yeah, I love my theme song. Thank you again to my son-in-law, Darius Quince. His company is Incredibeats. I'm just so grateful that that he did that for me. So y'all make sure y'all rock along with me. Thank you for returning, coming back. We're having a great conversation here with Reverend Devontae Sherrard. We've learned so much about you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
But
ma'am.
in the last segment, we were talking about some things that you would do different, which if you had opened your funeral home today, and you would say you would take great care of the people that would come to you and not take advantage of them with a policy or,
Yes.
or anything like that.
Correct.
And I think that's really huge to reiterate to the people how important it is during that time that they need to keep their mind and their heart and their wallet.
Absolutely,
you
because
know,
that stuff
together.
is important. Them things are very important. Reason why I say that, because everybody's need money, and you don't want to put all your money into the ground, but at least you want to be able to spend a decent amount of money when it comes to funerals. You know, you got to know how to spend and be strategic of how you spend your money when it comes to that.
So can we talk about some of the questions that a person should be asking when they walk in? Because a lot of times when you walk into the funeral home, you know, you're grieving, you're sad, and all you know is you have your policy, or you may not have a policy. But when you go in, you know that these are the people that should be able to help you. So what are some questions that a person should ask before they walk out of there and spend their money?
Well, the first they should ask, what's your price range? What's your price? Well, how much is the casket? How much is the embalming? How much is the cards and all that stuff, or staff? That's the first thing you want to ask these funeral homes, because sometimes when you get into these funeral homes, they can lead you on to say $25.95, and you just go off that. And then when you go off that, you get the body, and then they change the price on you. That's not a good thing. You want to be strategic what you do when it comes to these funeral homes, because you got to know what funeral home to pick and what funeral home not to pick. Some of these funeral homes, they will take advantage, and some of them won't. But when you come to these funeral homes, you want to ask them about their price list. That's the first thing you want to ask, because before you go to that funeral home, before you select that funeral home, know everything about how they operate. Okay. Operation is very important. If they're not structured and they're not detailed, if they don't have a caring heart to serve families the right way, the righteous way, you don't want to be there. Because sometimes when you get into these funeral homes, you get the service, but their attitude can be trash. They thought process can be the wrong way. They can be saying, well, I'm here to serve you, but it's how you serve families. It's how you be structured and detail how you serving these families. Because when you serve families with detail and structure and respect and care and with love and compassion, the more folks gonna come to you.
Come on, you selling your funeral home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really great. You know, I think about a person going in having an advocate.
Absolutely.
Somebody that could look out for them, be an extra ear, take a
Yes.
note and pad
Yes.
so that you can, you know, have some questions and then receive that answer and then come back and make a clear, sound decision.
Absolutely. Because when you make a clear, sound decision, that gives you enough time to spend the quality time with your family. You talk to your family about what funeral home y'all want to go to. Now, if it start getting messy, then you say, okay, I got to make this decision for myself. Especially if you're the spouse, or especially you are the caring for the person that died. Sometimes you have to pray about these decisions, because sometimes we can get our emotions. When we lose a loved one, it can be very emotional. But you got to make sure you have wisdom around you. What I mean by wisdom, to make sure you have the people around you that's sincere, that want the best for you, and making sure they protect you and the decisions that you make.
So if I asked you what one of the most craziest things that you've seen as a funeral director?
Well, how they treat family. And if the family said they didn't want to go to that funeral home no more, or they want to take their loved one from that funeral home, it's how the director treated them. at that time.
Oh, okay, but you do have the right to move your
Right,
person
but some-
around until you're satisfied.
Correct. You can go to other funeral home, but some of these funeral homes sometimes will charge you more money. Some of these funeral homes will charge you extra $16.95 to move a body to another funeral home. But that shouldn't be the case. If say like if I had the body, say like I have a funeral home, I had the body, I want to charge that family that much money, at least $1,000 I would charge, not $16.95 to move a body to another funeral home. I wouldn't do that. I would say, okay, give me about $1,000 to move the body. If that's where you want to go, that's fine. See, it's all about respect. It's all about care. You never know what a family may do. They may consider you when you do it the right way.
So it sounds like before a person is passed away and you have to deal with that business, those are things that we should talk about beforehand.
Correct. And you always want to do things early in advance.
Yeah.
You don't want to do things when the person is dead. Like, I'm going to tell you an example. My sister died last year. She was 29. Her name is Alexis. And I made sure that she was laid out. I didn't play it. Even sometimes my family was going back and forth, but I brought all of them together and said, we're going to do this together.
That's our culture, though, right?
Yes.
Our culture, we're going to celebrate our loved one.
Together.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly what I did. I brought them all to the funeral home, and I was very particular in what I want my sister to be, what casket I wanted my sister in, how I wanted her to be dressed, and what cars and all that we should have and everything. I was very particular, and I took care of business. I stand on business, and I didn't care what nobody said. I did what was best for my family and what was best for me to make sure my sister was laid out great.
Yeah.
And we did our thing. We had a police escort for her from the house to the church, from the church back to the house, to the cemetery. We had like a presidential funeral.
So now, is that something that every family can request, or do you have to be like a dignitary or someone really, respected in the community? Is that something any family can request?
Yes, they can. If they want that, they can request that.
Is there a fee?
No, not necessarily. Not
Really?
for the police escort. No.
Okay.
But it's all about, like I say, it's all about what you know and who you know. If you connect it to the right people, you can get that. It's all about who you know.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Yes.
That's good to know. So when we're driving down the street and have to, pause for a funeral line, it necessarily might not be a prestigious, name in that car. It could be anyone that knew somebody.
Absolutely.
that got that service.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Yeah, that's all.
Good
Because if
to know.
say like you have somebody, not saying that nobody gonna die, but say like you have somebody that's in your family that died and you wanted me to handle it, and I will offer it myself to say, you know what, do you want a police escort?
The funeral home can even offer that.
Because it's all about who you know. But if you want it, that's up to you. If you don't want it, no. But I do it because I want my family to get everything they've been asking for.
Oh, y'all, he shouldn't have told me that. I want the world to stop. I want the presidential escort.
Yeah.
When my time come, I want everybody to know she gone, and that's her that don't have to stop at the red light no more.
Well, in the hearse, you can still go through the red light, but it's all about how you lead your procession.
Yeah, and it has to be safety first.
Absolutely.
Because
But
you know how we are on the road.
Yeah.
We got somewhere to be, and we're not happy when we see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I enjoy police escorts all the time for my family, because my family enjoy it. They always come to me when I did it for my sister. I did that out of my heart. But when my other families come to me, like my on my granddad's side or on other family side, they say, Devontae, I want a police escort like you did other people. I said, okay, let me make it happen. I make it happen. And it come through. It come through sometimes, and sometimes it don't. But I keep pressing. I don't let nothing stop me.
So have you heard that saying that, in our culture, when someone passes, it takes a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for a funeral to happen? Is there a significant thing because of that? Is it because it's backed up, or is
it's not necessary that it can be the policy or the insurance. They can be waiting on the policy and insurance to come through, or they can be waiting on families to come up from out of town to make the arrangements with the other family members, or they just want to wait till everybody come. It could be all different ways.
All different reasons.
Yep.
All different reasons.
Or it can be possibly somewhere wrong with the body. It can be that, anything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Well, thank you for that. That's some good information.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially, getting that stuff together before the loved one passed. I think that's important too for us to say, especially during Black History Month.
Yes.
There's some things that we can change, to make our families better.
Absolutely.
Is definitely have an insurance policy together.
Yes.
Talk about how you want your funeral service. Talk about how, if you don't want a funeral service, if you want cremation, where you want to be buried, how much money you want to spend. Those things are extremely important.
And also, say like if you don't got a policy, I prefer families not to bring bodies to the funeral home just yet. I prefer them to wait till they get their money up, then bring the body, because the funeral home will charge you for storage fees.
Well, okay, but what they gonna do with a body?
Well,
is it at a particular place now?
It can be at the morgue. You can sit at the morgue, until you get the money out. That's what I would do.
So it could the body can sit at the morgue for free?
That's a good question. I don't know now how the morgue is, but at the time, I would leave the body at the morgue until actually I make sure all my money is in order, because sometimes when you go to these funeral homes, they're gonna want that money up front.
So that's something that we can add to the list. Find out how long a body can sit. Find out if there's a charge, if there's a fee.
Absolutely.
For that. So even if it's a cost, at least you'll know in advance.
Correct. But some of these funeral homes, what they do is they give a family a price. And some of them stick to their price, and some of them don't. They'll change it. Some of them just get the body to say, "Hey, I can give it to you for bring the body to me for $26.95." And then you go there, and then you get the body, and the body's already embalmed by the time the arrangement come. Then the family say, "Well, I didn't want that." But sometimes these funeral homes will try to get the body in as quick as possible because they want to be able to get the bread. The bread is the money, the butter bread. So. But that's when you have to ask the family at that time when you come to their house. What I've learned about the white funeral home is they go to the house and they talk to them about everything. What do they want before they make a decision to come to the funeral? Now that's how you should do it. Be genuine and caring to talk to the family, even in their bereavement. To sit down with them and say, "Hey, do you want embalming? Is
that how it was done back in the day, and it changed, or?"
Well, that's how it's done back in the day. But some of the funeral homes that I know that I used to work for, that still does that.
Oh, okay, so and I want to say too, like there are some great funeral homes that are out there, some reputable funeral homes that are out there that are doing a phenomenal job. And not just doing their job, but also preparing other people to be able to be in the business and to do that job just as they've done it in a magnificent way.
And you train your people. If people decide they want to get in the funeral industry, you train them. You show them the way, and you guide them the way, and you lead them the right way, not the wrong way. Because some of these people that get in the funeral industry, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to be structured. They don't know how to talk to people. It's all about caring for families in their bereavement. Because when you show that you care and you show them that you love them, despite what they're going through, you will help them through it.
Yeah, I guess you figure that, it is a business.
Absolutely.
It definitely is a business, but it is a way to run your business.
Absolutely. And it's ministry. It should be ministry, not just for the pocket of a dollar.
Yeah.
Because some people get in it for the money. Oh, yes, it's money in it. Yes, it is money in the funeral industry, but it's all about how you do it the right way.
Is it easy to get into the business, or
yes,
is it?
you
It
can
is
get
easy.
it. You can get in it. You can just go to a funeral home and say, "Hey, I want to apply for a funeral home." And
Could you imagine me talking about, oh, I want to get into the business?
you
I
can.
don't know nothing about
But
it.
guess what?
And all I got to do is apply.
you apply, and but the director can show you He can show you how to run the business.
Well, that
Or-
director better be looking and making sure that I'm, a viable person
Yeah.
that should be in that business.
Correct. I agree. But some of them don't do that. They just say, because if they're looking for some people they want to hire, and they just need somebody to work right now, they'll just bring the person in.
I guess that's like anything, though.
Yeah,
A lot
of
of people
course.
get into it for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
but then you do have to look at the fruit of the life of a person.
Absolutely. That's important.
Yeah.
See, the fruit makes a big difference. When
Absolutely.
you live a fruitful life,
Yeah.
the blessings adds more. It attracts more. And when you don't have the person with fruit, you lose us more.
Yeah.
You don't gain, you lose it, because that means whoever you connected to or whoever is in your business, if they connected to the wrong people, that's going to hurt your business. But when you connected to the right people with fruit in their life, it's going to extend more for you.
Yeah, and that goes a long way, because you think about how you treat the people that come.
Absolutely.
Like you want to be successful in business,
Absolutely.
but you're not treating people right, and then you
Absolutely.
wonder why the
Because-
business is declining.
Because that person can have a bad attitude. It's all about having the right attitude when you come to this business.
Yeah. So with that, how did you switch from there to politics?
Well, when I was 18 years old, I graduated from Southwestern High School and 4th Street in Waterman. I remember when President Barack Obama had said, "Young people, take charge of your community." That really stick with me, and it's still this very day. It sticks with me because of what he said. And so one day I took the time to write him a letter when I was at ROTC. And
Did you were in ROTC?
yes, at Southwestern High School under Sergeant Miles and Chief Slump. And I was under them, and they showed me ROTC really good. And so one day I just say, you know what, I want to send a letter to the president. And I did. I wrote the president a letter and put my ROTC picture, and he wrote me back and sent it to 1611 South Bassett when I was living on Bassett at the time, Southwest Detroit.
Wow. What did that do for you when you received
it was
that
very
letter?
impressive. It was very impressive.
Because we love Barack.
Yes.
We love the Obamas,
yes,
right?
Yes. He really made an impact to me when he sent me that letter. He sent me a picture of him, his family, his dog, all that. I was just like, I was impressed. I was really impressed to get that letter. And to this very day, I still have the letter. And I look at that letter and I say, man, this is a blessing to have a letter sent by President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was honored.
So was that something, going into politics, was that something that you thought about as a kid, or was there
Yes.
an opportunity?
Well, I thought about that when I was a kid, when I started seeing when we made history with President Barack Obama. That changed everything about it. I said, dang, if he can become president, I could become president. I could become a mayor. I could become a governor.
Y'all see how easy that is? It's just the thinking.
Yeah, it's all about, all things are possible to them that believe. It's all about believing God for the unexpected. And never doubt what you can do, because a lot of people, they doubt and they be scared.
You know what? Say that again.
A lot of people doubt and they be scared to do things, and never doubt God, because he's an incredible God. He's a God that can do all things for you if you believe. It's all about having a faith. Faith is the size of a mustard seed. Hebrews 11 said, I love this scripture, it say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Even when you can't see it, you still have to speak it into existence.
Yeah. So as a child, you getting that letter,
Absolutely.
and you focused on what first?
I focus on how it impacted me when he sent that back.
So your heart,
Yes, correct.
making sure that your heart was right.
Right, and pure, and doing the things the right way.
And then looking at different political positions.
Yes.
What was your first thought?
My first thought was mayor. I always, when I was younger,
Who was the mayor back then?
I was Darcy Brown.
Okay.
And Darcy Brown was the mayor of the city of Ecorse. at that time when I was 18 years old. Actually, he was the acting mayor. I ain't gonna say he was the current mayor at the time. He was the acting mayor because Mayor Worthy was, he had some situations.
Right.
But when Darcel became the mayor, I was running against him.
At 18?
Yes.
And you ran for mayor at 18?
Yes, I got 3.
Come on, Reverend.
Yes, I got 3.5 votes.
So 3 people voted for you.
3.5.
Come on, you know what? Let's give them a hand because that took some courage for them to vote for who they believed in.
Absolutely. And I did never give up. And
Reverend, I didn't know that.
Yes. So I actually ran for mayor 3 times. I ran for mayor at 18 years old. I ran for mayor in 2022, and then I ran for mayor in 2024. So I was on council for 4 years, from 2018 to 2022.
So when you ran for mayor and you got the 3 votes, were you really discouraged, down?
No, I kept going.
Oh, you shook it off?
I shook it off. I kept going. At first I said, no, I ain't going to do it no more. But I kept going. I was determined to do what the Lord told me to do.
Now, were those 3 votes from people in the community or were they in your home?
Well, mostly for the community.
Okay, so you had 3 people from the community that believed in you.
Absolutely.
So what did it take for you from that point of losing, running for mayor? What did it take you to do to the next time you ran? And you ran for mayor again?
Yes. So what I did...
or did you run for city council?
I was on city council for 4 years. I ran two terms. That was 4 years.
Come on, I'm missing a beat. You're 18 running for mayor. Mm-hmm. You did not win. You got 3 votes.
Correct. So what
was the next step?
So after that, I ran for council. I moved out of E-Course. I'm going to be honest. This is just a transparent thing. I actually was using one of my relatives' address at the time. I'm not afraid to say that. You never be ashamed of what you.
When you ran for mayor?
Yeah. When I ran for mayor, I was using the address in E-Course.
Okay, so you didn't follow the rules.
I didn't. Because I was just getting into politics. But
now we're going to take this moment to let a person know that if you're running for any political office,
you have to stay in the city.
Well, not even running for political office, but let's use the political office. You got to follow the rules.
Absolutely.
You got to respect the rules.
And I'm going to tell you, I didn't at that time. I just wanted to run for office, and I just wanted to be a leader. And so I used one of my...
Did you have any mentors or anybody
at that time, I didn't.
Did you have anything other than that letter that Obama gave you?
I didn't. I actually just ran because it was a smaller city. So I thought, okay, maybe if I ran, use an address in the city of E-Course.
Wow. You know what? That's really huge because, I think about the younger people that may be listening, knowing that they have a desire to run, at a young age like you ran. But we have to pause and we have to say that we got to remember that no matter what you're doing in life, you have to do it the right way. Yeah, you got to do it the right way.
And you learn from your mistakes. You don't stay there. You grow from it and you learn from it and you be a better person in making wise and righteous decisions.
So what happened? So they found out that you used the wrong address.
They actually, Robin Underwood was the city clerk at that time when Darcel was running for mayor and I was running for mayor at the time, and Pat O'Connor was running for mayor at the time, and Salisbury was running at that time. So I just was using the address. They didn't take me serious anyway, so I just was running because I just wanted to be a mayor. I just wanted to run and be a leader of a community. So I just used the address at the time, and after I used an address, I didn't win. So I went back to Detroit and ran for Detroit City Council.
Oh, you ran in Detroit?
Yep.
Come on, let's give it up for Detroit.
So, I was building my name.
Detroit is a place where you really can be all that you desire to be.
Absolutely.
There are so many opportunities in Detroit, and you ran for mayor.
Yes, I ran for mayor of E-Course, but I didn't run for mayor of Detroit. But I ran for mayor of E-Course, but I ran for council of Detroit. So that was in District 6.
Okay. How many votes?
Oh, I got 329 votes.
Come on, look at that. You went from 3 to 329.
Yes, that was in Detroit, and that was District 6. So I was running for the Detroit City Council.
Okay, so you didn't get on City Council, but then you go back to E-Course.
Yep. In the same year, I went back to. So the same year, I moved my address out of Detroit and went back to Ecorse.
Legitimately.
I didn't move to Ecorse just yet.
Okay.
But I just was trying to find a place in the city of Ecorse at that time in 2013. And I didn't still find no place. It was nothing available. So I just say, can I use somebody's address? So I used somebody's address and ran for council in 2015. I almost won though. In 15. I had got 500 and some votes, 529 votes, but I was close. When that time I was close, I just say, I ain't gonna do this no more. I got tired. Some just said, no, don't give up. So that time I say, okay, I finally found a place to stay in Ecorse in 2013. Finally found a place to stay after the election was over in the November or August of 2020, August of 2013.
So, and then you were elected council.
No, I didn't get elected to council till 2018.
2018, you were elected.
Yeah.
And that was a great accomplishment.
Oh my God, it was actually an accomplishment. I was 25 and I didn't give up.
Didn't give up. So now, looking at that, all of the things that you've learned, you've overcome, you've met some challenges, yes. you got corrected.
Absolutely.
And you win the seat, the knowledge. How did you?
Well, the first year when I got on the city council, I was 25. It was 2018. I got on there. They first tried to say I was using the address.
Oh, so that still came back
to
bite you.
So the mayor and them try to keep me from getting sworn in that night, but I fought through that. So they wanted to see a water bill, they wanted to see a light bill, and I proved them. I was living in the city of East Rockwood.
So is it a lot to learn, coming from, not knowing, that political arena, just wanting to run? Is it a lot of information for you, like sitting in that seat for the first time?
Well, the first time I got on there, yes, it was a lot I needed to learn, because when you be on a board when you first winning, it's a lot you got to learn. You just can't say, I'm gonna vote for this. You have to really take the time to read your packages. So when I got on there, I was learning under Mayor Lamar Titwell, which is currently still the mayor.
What? Yeah.
And there are some things I didn't like he was doing. So I started picking up stuff, started praying more, started saying, okay, I got to make some rights. I got to make some decisions on my own. I can't let this man influence me to make the decision because he think it's best for me. So I started learning more.
That's one of the things that you had talked about earlier about growing.
Yes.
Knowing that you are around some people who've been in that arena for a long time.
Yes,
people that could help groom you, people that could help you in that, but you had to learn a lot of the things, for yourself. I want to thank you so much for coming out here today. I want to thank you all for joining in on this great conversation. I hope you learned a lot today. And once again, I want to give a great shout out to my great friend Darwin. Great shout out to RJ Watkins. And again, I want to thank the wonderful Pastor Overman with Operation Refuge for being a sponsor. Thank you. Hope to see you all again. Chats and Chuckles, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Tuesdays. Have a great day.